everyone, we are Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And it's time once again
to recommend things.
Vince, what do you recommend today?
I recommend a comic book. Stagger. I think this is more of a graphic novel than it is a comic book, because that's a lot of graphic novel. This is terrific stuff.
It's black and white.
All black and white, or really shades of brown, I suppose. But it's
you know, nothing is really black and white, Vince. There's always some shades of brown.
It's yes. It's kind of an African American Western type of thing. It's an interesting deal. Here's why I even chose to pick it up. There was a song called Stagger, and I forget the name of the guy. I think Lloyd Price is the
Was
one.
it written in the 50s, Vince?
I think it was. 50s or 60s, one or the other. So, yeah. And this stuff, when I picked this up, I thought, oh my god, I didn't realize that this was an entire it's a song that gets remade and remade and remade. Now, you can find, if you pick up this book, it'll outline some of the people who actually sang the song for you, so that you don't have to say, well, I wonder who sang the song. Let's look it up and find out. And coincidentally, there is a quote in here from the man who shot Liberty Valance. Full circle, we can now finish our YouTube page. But
wow, there need not be any more recommends after that. Or we can call the next series Recommend Season 2.
Yes. But this thing is like pseudo history. It gives you the legend. It gives you what could be the fact.
Is it pretty serious?
It has lots of jokes in it. It has lots of. It almost reads like.
Published by Image. You should probably mention.
Yeah,
that.
Published by Image. This is true. It almost reads like a dramatized textbook.
Interesting.
It's really interesting stuff, and it has a sense of.
Are its facts pretty, straight laced?
It tries to give things to you in such a way that it can construct a legend. Not necessarily that it constructs the truth, because at this point, this song has been made so many times about something that they don't know entirely sure, or that they're not entirely sure of what happened, that everything's been lost to myth and such.
Well, I only asked because you said textbook.
Yeah, like a legend textbook, or a myth textbook, not necessarily a history book.
Oh, okay.
But it is labeled as historical fiction.
Oh, cool.
So there was a guy named Stagger and a guy that got shot over his hat. So this stuff is really funny. It's not necessarily pie in the face funny. Let's be true about this. But it's witty stuff. It's interesting stuff, and some of it's fact, some of it's fiction, and it tries to give you the leap between where that was, the man and the myth, as they say, and it happened in St. Louis. So.
Vince, before we continue, I gotta ask you a quick question. People have been asking me this a lot lately, and I just gotta know, where do you get your incredible comic book T-shirts?
This one, my closet.
Okay.
If you think the front is cool, you should see the back.
Today, I'm going to be recommending a DVD called Gigantic: A Tale of Two Johns. And this is a movie about They Might Be Giants. It even says at the top, a movie about They Might Be Giants. And, yeah. This is kind of like the DVD biography of They Might Be Giants, but it's unlike a lot of, like, VH1 type documentaries on rock bands. It's really fun. It's really silly, but it does a really good job of giving a lot of insights about the band. By the way, let me just first say I'm a giant fan of They Might Be Giants. My favorite band ever. Vince knows this. I've seen them 6 times in concert, and my wife and I are both really big Giants fans. And so this was a really fun thing for me when it first came out back in '03. Because you're not even paying attention, you're just reading your historical
it's cool.
comic book. Oh, okay. Anyway, this was very cool to me because I got to learn things about a band that I really like, and there's a lot of fun like guest star people who pop in and do interviews with about the Giants. What's his name? Who's that guy? God, I lost him.
Abraham Lincoln.
Yes, Abraham Lincoln is in this. No, he's not. He's talking about their second album, Lincoln. And, but Conan O'Brien is in this.
That's pretty cool.
There's, who's the Kevin McKean is not Kevin McKean. Michael McKean. Michael McKean is in this. That's who I was trying to think of. Yeah, he's in this. Anyway, there's lots of cool stuff in this, and there's also like 4.5 hours of extras, including a whole bunch of like cool concert footage and extra scenes that didn't make it into the movie. They did a whole bunch of stuff that they just couldn't put in the movie. A lot of interviews that just couldn't make it. And recently, let me just plug They Might Be Giants YouTube page. You can subscribe to them at Particle Men. Is the name of their YouTube channel, Particle Men, M-E-N, and they have recently, and there's a reason I'm doing this right now, just the last few days, they've been actually putting up a bunch of extra footage from this movie on, that was filmed for this movie that didn't make it into the movie, on their channel, and I think a lot of it is stuff that wasn't even on the extras on the DVD, so even if you don't get a chance to buy or rent or Netflix the DVD, at least go to Particle Men and watch some of the footage, because there's some really awesome stuff, especially if you like the band They Might Be Giants. And if you don't, check them out. They're very awesome. So I'm recommending They Might Be Giants, and I'm recommending Gigantic, A Tale of Two Johns.
I love particles, so game on.
Thanks a lot for watching us recommend things. We'll recommend something for you again in Season 2 of our Recommend Video. I'm Captain Logan.
And I am Vince.
We'll see you again next time.